and across the globe. Welcome to Real Talk Corner. Hadassa, how are you?
Hi, I am fine, thank you. How are you, Esther?
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago, and around the globe. This is Real Talk Corner, where conversation sparks change and every voice matters. And I'm your host, Dr. Esther Cruickshank, and with me is my lovely, bubbly co-host, Hadassa Charles McLeod. Oh, you're smiling so good. The joke is great.
Because I'm always forced to
The
be
Parliament
bubbly when
joke.
I'm tired.
It's not showing. Trust me, it's not showing. Hello, people, Trinidad and Tobago, Real Talk viewers. It is Friday, the 10th of October in the year 2025, and what a beautiful day it was. And I was laughing so much, I started to look at Parliament a little bit. And Hadassa, this young man called Kareem, he's a handful, right? He's a real handful, but we'll talk about that as we go along. How you all have been,
Something is
people?
wrong.
He's a handful, but we'll talk further on that. I know you have your piece to say, and I will say it after. But how was your day
Branches
beside
don't go all
being
the way to the
tired?
top.
How was your day?
I feel like I'm breaking up a little bit. I feel like my audio is cutting in and out. Let me know if you guys are hearing me.
I'm hearing you
But all I
clearly.
can say is that I'm glad that it's Friday. I could not go another day. I'm exhausted. I am happy to get this show done with and to have these conversations and to get into the weekend. I'm wondering what the audience has planned for the weekend. Any Diwali plans? What is the plan, people?
Whew. I'm telling you, I have been laughing for the whole evening. I went to the supermarket before I get here, and it's like, this gentleman said, he said, good, you have a good energy. I say, yes, my energy real hype right now. Because it's like, listening to Parliament this evening with this Kareem guy, he is a real handful. And Minister Parat, I tell you, both of them together. But it was a little bit disrespectful. I'm laughing because, it's like comedians, but it was a bit disrespectful and we didn't set any good example, both on government and opposition side. That wasn't called for, and the speaker was on his feet. So I totally, I mean, Minister Padarat, leave this sit down and thing for me to say now, bro. Leave that. Let me talk about that. Let me tell people, sit down, shut up and learn from us. You understand? But you can't do that in the parliament, man. You have to show respect to your colleagues. So the truth is, I like how the speaker handled it with real posture and state managed. It was good handling, but I mean, we have to set better example for the young people in our country. We can't go on like that, okay? Okay, we can't go on like that in our parliament. So, but that's
I mean, I don't know, this might be unpopular, but I don't blame Barry, because I think it would take particular type of metal to have to deal with this individual day in and day out. Like I said at the top of the show, we already established a long time ago something is wrong with him. I don't think the branches go all the way to the top. But on top of that, too, it always seems to me whenever he gets up to speak in parliament, it's like he's putting on a show. Because what was the point of this? What was the point of this? Who was he representing? And who has it helped? It has helped no one. His constituents are no better for it. His constituency is no better for it. I always feel like he is a puppet for whoever is pulling his strings. This was just posturing and a performance, right? And Barry got upset. Everybody in there was upset. I would
of
have
course.
lost my cool too, right? I am not saying Barry was right, but that is annoying. It is annoying, and he was out of his place as usual.
he is always out of place. I am not saying Barry was wrong either. I am just talking about setting example in the parliament. And I want Minister Barra to leave that for us here to tell them, shut up, sit down, learn, listen, shut up and sit down. And I could understand how Minister Barra felt, disgust with this baby
Yes.
behavior with this fella. I mean,
Yes.
look at how he started his speech. Producer, you could play from the start how he started. It's like never see come see. The first place he does dress. I mean, he dressed nicely, but he overdo it sometimes. And it's like a real baby kind of behavior, looking for points, but you can't make no points there because all your failure. Sit down and learn. I understand how Minister Parrott felt when he says sit down and you want to shout. Play that for us, producer, how he started.
Not only allegations, but evidence before in different criminal proceedings, where justices of the peace are not only rubber stamping warrants, but where there were justices of the peace issuing search warrants without even name and address, giving it to the Trinidad and Tobago, some officers of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service.
Yes, that is not the part I want to hear. The very beginning of his speech when he spoke about when he determined when he knew he had to speak and walking into the hall is like the Hall of Fame he was walking into. You understand? This young man, I mean, you heard what the speaker said. He didn't know him to be that way and whatever, but he looking to score points. And I mean, you're young, you have to pay attention, you have to look on, you have to be a little more respectful. You come there and you feel everybody's under your feet. Come on, man, we don't want that kind of behavior. Even if the Minister Padua tell you sit down, you have to get who are you talking to? Laventil behavior. Not everybody in Laventil behaves like that, but you get on like the ones down on the gutter, man. Come on, you're supposed to set good example for your young people in your constituency. I mean, you are a human being, we love you all, but the time is not now. You will get your time to shine, don't worry. You would get your time to shine. I just want that little piece when he started at the beginning of his contribution, the very beginning. Right? So Hadassa, I think he wants to be the next political leader of the PNM. So, he's showing his true colors. He wants to be the next political leader. Our producer would bring it. He started off in this, glamour, glitter, I is the thing here, is the real thing. You understand? People had to teach them a lesson. Or you sit down with listen now. All that they say now. All right, producer, have the clip. Let's hear this, just the beginning, when he got up.
Magistracy registrars, clerks of the House, justice and justices of the peace to issue search warrants. Section 10 outlines 6 powers that can be exercised by registrars and masters currently.
Member for Laventille West.
Mr. Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity to contribute to this important debate. And in my preparation for today's debate, please, Mr. Speaker, I often remind myself of my solemn duty, first as a citizen of this republic, second as a parliamentarian and representative for the resilient people of Laventille West, and thirdly, as an officer of the court and a practicing attorney at law. Mr. Speaker, as I enter the Hollow Halls today with the aim of debating and shaping the laws of our country, I am...
Ooh, as I entered the Hollow Halls, that's the part here. All the other part was good. The Hollow Halls. The man trying to make, he want to impress somebody, I guess. But what do we say, Hadassa? when you're looking to shine, that's how you behave, right? As he entered the hollow halls, I was like, well, what's going on here? You understand? But hats off to him. Let's see how far he's going to get with how he performs. It's real performance, real performance. But that's okay. But I didn't like the whole lacquery in the parliament. Come on, we need to do better. But I understand that we in office, we fed up of them and how they behave. Everything that is done by us, through us, by our honorable prime minister, by the ministers, they all have a problem. They all have a problem. Ollie didn't have a problem and Ollie was sitting there for 9 years and letting Dr. Keith Rowley and the others say and do what they want. You remember when Stuart Young talked about our honorable prime minister now, political leader with the Zami thing, all them kind of nonsense they went down with. People want to talk like all you forget what was taking place with all your PNM people. Faris cussing, it's all kind of stuff went on in this parliament. No examples being set, but we want our UNC ministers to set better examples. We want them to be above board. Don't study them clowns. They ain't worth nothing. Come on, we have to show them that we are diplomatic and we are people of class. Okay? We're not like all you always want to get on like some hogs. Leave them to behave like that. But we need to set better standard. Honestly, we need to set better standard. I've been laughing. But it is what it is. But the debate was very interesting. I didn't get to listen all of it because, of course I have my work to do. But talking about the JP, Hadassa, I want to become a JP. It's not now, years I want to become a JP. To help my people, to serve my people. It's not now. So I have to, I hear Minister Saddams talking about having it online, digital, so that you can, So I'm looking forward to that because I really want to become a JP as well. It's something I always wanted to become. And I'm looking forward to that this time around. Yeah? Anyhow, I think there is something else my co-hosts want to talk about. Let's give her what she desires right now.
Yeah, so now we have to turn our eyes away from Kareem. I hope as he goes along that he will gain some wisdom because he's really come across as a little never-see-come-see. And God in his wisdom
Listen,
chose to give him.
you want us to play the whole clip? You want the whole clip of Kareem?
No, I don't want the whole. I cannot
Hello, let the
stomach it.
viewers see now. If some of them didn't see, let them see how the action went on, the man.
You guys want to see it because I know I sent it for the producer. Just the end of it.
I didn't see it, the whole thing.
David, you want to
So
play
let's play
it?
it, producer. Play it.
Not only allegations, but evidence before in different criminal proceedings, where justices of the peace are not only rubber stamping warrants, but where there were justices of the peace issuing search warrants without even name and address, giving it to the Trinidad and Tobago, some officers of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, and they put the name on it when they want to enter your home. Mr. Speaker, we have to stand as watchdog against that kind of behavior. And we have to, Mr. Speaker, and we have to stand as watchdogs of that kind of behavior, especially when there is inference of political persecution from members opposite. When they point at,
Mr. Speaker,
Mr. Speaker, 48,
sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. With your nonsense. Mr. Speaker.
Okay. Leader of government business. Okay. Enough. Enough.
Mr. Speaker, that hooliganism will not be accepted in this House. As per our standing order 48-6.
You know, there's absolutely no need for all of this. There's absolutely no need. Port of Spain South, I'm seeing you and you're laughing. I really would appreciate if we do not stand when other members are standing, especially when I am standing. And more especially, I would really be grateful if you in particular, and I really don't mean to single you out, but you in particular, to stand and shout in such an uncontrollable and venomous and vehement manner. Hold on. This is not how I know you. And you and I have very deep history of appearing together and against each other. I have never seen this outside of this forum. And I really would wish that we just simply stop it. If I could invoke the famous words of the Reverend Chubby Fabista David, stop it, all of you all. This needs to stop. No, I'm not inviting you to address me. All right. I'm not inviting you to address me. I'm going to allow the member, he's just run out of his time, but this is not fair to him. I'm going to allow you the 5 minutes we just took. I'm going to give you to 3:45, but I'm going to ask you, please, stay relevant, stop the imputation, stop the denigration and defamation and disparagement when you have absolutely no need to do so. This is a sterile bill, and we seem to be forgetting the principle that the justice of the peace is the most ancient judicial office to ever exist in the common law world. Justices of the peace have been providing quasi-judicial services for hundreds of years.
I love the Speaker of the House. I love his corrections, his articulations. I think he is one of the best speakers that we have had in Trinidad and Tobago. What do you say, Hadassa? He's fair.
Oh, definitely. By a mile. Definitely a vast improvement over Bridget Anisette George, who was very, very biased, right? And the thing about it is, what I am getting from the PNM is they're
Just
angry.
forget the pugilistic posturing and get on with it.
Stop it.
Well said. They are so shocked and they are so angry that they
Yes,
lost this election. They cannot believe that they have been put in their place like that,
that's
right?
right.
So at every turn, they are only attacking. You hear how Keith Scotland get up and start to ask who you think you're talking to? Like if they're better than them?
Keith Scotland, that was the Kareem Marcel. It's him who
Yeah,
said
and
that.
then yeah, and then Keith Scotland too got up in
Oh, okay, he
defense of
joined.
him and was asking
Okay,
who you talking to?
okay.
That is
Is
why
that a
the
badger?
speaker had to say we have spoken with each other and against each other, and I've never seen you like this.
All right.
He jumped out of
Cold
his
pot,
skin,
cold pot and bicycle.
right? And when they behave like that, opposition and government, who is it helping? It's not helping anybody.
They're venting, and of course we are the ones supposed to be telling them who they think they're talking to. We want no advice from the
Yeah.
opposition. Absolutely no advice we
But
need
you
from
see,
the
when Kareem
opposition.
starts and you're casting aspersions and you're just trying to suggest certain things and you're trying to, you're using innuendo, right? When he said it is a sterile bill, there's no need to do that, to
That's right.
denigrate, and there's no need for it. So it shows that he is green, he does not have experience, and he really, just like my grandmother said, he just wants a ramage.
That's right. Totally
Fed up.
agree with that.
I
Come to
can't take this for 5 years.
Ramaji.
Well, again, my vex face. I'm sorry, I'm smiling now.
It's Friday. Thank
Thank
God it's
God.
Friday. Listen, it's a night to laugh. It's a good night. And viewers, it's a little softer tonight. I feel like, we
Yes.
have gone through this over and over. And of course, Monday is the day that we all looking forward to. It's budget day. And
Yes.
I know the whole of Trinidad and Tobago is waiting for Monday to hear what the finance minister is
Yeah.
giving to us. But it's not about giving to us, it's fixing this country. This country has to
Yeah.
be fixed, and it's going to
It
cost
has
us
to
a
be
lot.
fixed.
At the end of the day, Hadassa, I don't think or even believe that the people of this country, the masses of the people, understand how bad the PNM has left the economy in Trinidad and Tobago. I don't think they understand. And where has the money gone? What has been done with it? I understand people have to get contracts and things were supposed to be done. And there were things that wasn't supposed to be done based on the circumstance and the situation that we were in. What they were supposed to do is to look out for the people on the ground, make sure that the people who doesn't have the voiceless, the helpless, that they were having food on their table. And I know this budget is going to be one that is going to serve the people on the ground and of course do what is necessary to get the country up and running again, because we have to do that. You understand? So I'm looking forward to that as well. And my expectation is that it's going to be one that is for the people, because that's the heart of our prime minister. And I know the finance minister is going to do justice, not like the former finance minister we had, who would laugh and say, I raised gas 3 times and it have no rioters yet, who wants to insult other people. Listen, if when you think about this former government that was in power, it makes you sick sometimes to your stomach. And I always say to people, I am not political. I am real. I like to be real. I like to be real. Okay? So let's take a break and we're going to come right back. No break? Where are we going to? All right.
Yeah, you're very right, Esther. This budget is very important. It's very pivotal. It's going to seal in a lot of people's mind whether or not they made the right decision in voting for the UNC. I know me personally, I'm looking for a budget that would help the people to breathe a sigh of relief. But I also understand that our economy is almost like it's on life support and it needs a lot of help. In reading the newspaper today, a lot of economists and experts are saying that they want to see a lot of focus on national security, on health, and on education. And I think I tend to want to agree with that. It's the little things, though, that will help the everyday man that I am interested in. People interesting to see if there's going to be a reduce in gas, for example, um, if we could even manage that at this point in time. So people have a lot of expectations, and rightly so. So let's see what Mr. Tanku comes up with. But you're very right. The PNM is a very bold-faced party. They always have a lot of questions to ask when they have done the world of ills. Case in point, they were calling for David Lee to resign and whatnot. And Keith Rowley has come out of the shadows. He's always do this. I don't know why he just don't retire and plant shadow benny in his garden or something. But he and Short Young and they are calling for transparency with the OFAC license, right? The people who were in talks with Venezuela for years under an
Listen,
NDA have
listen.
said that they need transparency, and the people of Trinidad and Tobago needs to know what is going on with this thing. Can you
And
believe
you
it?
see, that is the thing. The UNC does things with transparency, and the government previously, they always had Whatever they did was in secrecy. They never tell the population anything. They do it as though it's their thing in their bosom. Yeah,
Yes,
Rowley government must tell TNT details of OFAC license.
yes.
Did they tell us give us any details when they did it? They didn't give us any details. We didn't know nothing. We used to have to wait until he come up on the pulpit and insult all of Trinidad and Tobago. They didn't used to give us no detail. We do things differently. Haven't he seen that our Prime Minister, everything that is done, she bring it to the population, she bring it to the citizens so that we know what is taking place?
What
Under
is
the
taking
PNM,
place?
nothing was taking place. Let's go right ahead and listen.
Mr.
I have
Play
taken
the
note
clip,
of
mister.
the statements by both former Prime Minister Keith Rowley and former Minister Stuart Young yesterday. And I want to indicate that I find it to be the height of hypocrisy and shamelessness that Mr. Young and Dr. Rowley would speak to us about terms and conditions of an OFAC license. When we had to go through freedom of information, when I personally had to go through the Gazette in Venezuela to find a copy of the license, the OFAC license that was issued previously to the PNM administration. The Attorney General yesterday was extremely forthcoming and essentially read the entire license live on television to the press. The entire country knows it's a 6-month license that provides for negotiation and transaction pursuant to the Dragon Gas project. The Attorney General, I believe, was extremely candid. It's a very short 2-page legal instrument, and the Attorney General announced that yesterday. There's nothing more in terms of terms and conditions. This is a phased basis. We will now embark on a process of negotiations over transactions, and we'll seek to get an agreement in the best interest of all stakeholders.
Is that better, 6 months? Because you've raised issues about how short-term contracts lead people to be beholden to the people giving it to them. So every 6 months you have to be nice, because you're not sure if you're getting another. Is that really a better deal?
Well, if I add on to that,
Sure.
Dr. Rowley today said that you can't compare the OFAC license they got, which was 2 years, and then the one that we have now, which is
all right, man.
which is 6 months. So we had some issue with the AG saying that the license that you all have received is a better deal when it's.
Is it a better
Well,
deal?
let's put it this way. When we entered office, there was absolutely no valid OFAC license. It was revoked. So the Dragon Gas project was dead. It was dead on arrival when we arrived. We had to do some very intensive and significant discussions with all stakeholders, including the United States, of course.
And there you have it. Just imagine Dr. Munilal, an MP, had to go to the Gazette.
Part of the work we did under the guidance
They
of
want
the
to
Prime
talk
Minister from
about
day one.
secrecy.
And
The Dragon Gas was dead, and we had to fire it up, bring the dragon back up alive. So they can't talk. They want to ask questions. Rowley want to ask about what it is going on. When you all was in power, nobody knew what was going on. Tell TNTech the details of OFAC license. Did you all tell us anything about the OFAC license? The population is getting every detail. If you say you don't know, you lie. Because the members of parliament, the ministers, the prime ministers, they are giving us details. What more do we want? This is transparency to the fullest. Under the PNM, there was none. There was a set of hidden agenda because they knew what they were about. And citizens, all you can't see that. Who it is, all you want to blame. This government is being as transparent can be. You can't get nothing better than that. They are transparent. Our prime minister is transparent. So when we want to talk, the irony of the former prime minister and the political leader of the PNM and all of them asking, but the prime minister must tell us, and the prime minister, all you're getting all the information. When you all was in power, all you give us nothing. We have to search, and even in searching, all you try to cover it up. Why? Because all you had all your agenda to fill all your pocket. But no, it ain't happening so with the UNC government. This UNC government, all you could never put all your foot in their shoes because they come in transparent and they're giving information, they're breaking it down in details. So don't come with all your BS right now. Stay quiet. sit down, shut up, learn. And that's, I have to say that because Hadassa, they never give us no information. They need to sit down, shut up, and learn how to do it just in case they ever come back in power. You understand? They don't give us, never used to give us information. But here, all of them jumping out their holes to ask and let the Prime Minister come out and tell us and let us be transparent and secrecy. There was no secrecy. For the first time, we're learning more about this dragon gas. We didn't have information like that before. So just imagine the MPs, Dr. Munilal said it, he had to go to the Gazette. There was no information coming forward. So these people really need, Minister Padua telling the young one to sit down. They need to sit down, need to shut up, pay attention and learn. That's what they need to do. They need to learn how to do government business. They need to learn how to treat with the people who put them in power. Give us information. We didn't put you all there to keep everything secrecy, as though we're not supposed to know what's going on in our country, and we put you there. Come on. Let them come the front, man. All I have to tell them is shut up and learn. Sit down, learn. From penny go right down, all of you. Because all they don't know how to do it.
It occurred to me that the reason why they are asking for transparency and how this was done and how that was done is because they failed for 10 years and they are taking notes, right? They need to take notes. Everybody has their notepads out, But what I found really egregious in that clip, and it will always get me, is the fact that we do not have free and fair journalism in this country. Even the way that the journalists were battering Dr. Munilal, right? Is it a fair deal? And whatever, Mr. Rowley said X, Y, and Z. Like if Mr. Rowley is the holy grail of information, right? The fact of the matter is that the deal was dead, right? Yeah, we actually have to play nice with the US to get to every single tier. There are 3 tiers that we need to get a license for every stage. That is just what it is, and that is just how it is, right? The thing about it is, Stuart Young wants to get credit for this. He believes that it was his doing. It's the same thing when ExxonMobil came to the table after 23 years and they were happy to sign a deal with us. He was the one saying, well, I was talking to them before, right? They cannot believe that in such a short space of time, the UNC has managed to get so much done and has accomplished so many great things that they were telling the public, these things take time, right? And they have the gall and the audacity to be talking about transparency when the only thing we knew is that they were talking to Venezuela and all the information could not be disclosed because they had signed an NDA, right? A non-disclosure agreement. How could you be representing me as a citizen or anybody in Trinidad and Tobago? You working on my behalf, but yet still you cannot tell me what you are working on? That's the kind of craziness that was happening. People forget in the pandemic, Delcy plane landing on our runway. Stuart Young saying he didn't know who was on the plane. He was the Minister of National Security. He would have had a manifest of every single person in her entourage. And he didn't know. Why did they land here? Was it for money? What was the reason? Right?
Lies and deception. Lies and deception. And that is why Dr. Munilal had to say is a bunch of hypocrisy. Okay, you remember when Stuart Young, these journalists, they couldn't ask Dr. Keith Rowley and the others any question, They used to walk off on them. I heard that time I think Stuart Young just became Prime Minister. Nah, man, I don't want to hear. They walked off on them. Our ministers are standing up and treating them like human beings, treating them like journalists, and they're asking a pack of nonsense, right? As though they're drilling them, as though our government is doing something wrong and they need to get these information. We hiding something. Our government now hiding something. But this government is the most transparent government that Trinidad and Tobago ever had. They don't hide anything from them. But you know what? They treat them as though this government, as though we have something to hide. They could have never questioned and drilled Dr. Keith Rowley and the others. They could have never drilled them so because they'll walk off on them, put them in the place as well. But this government is not doing that because they understand that they're here to serve the people. We put them there to make sure that they take care of our resources, and whatever they're doing, that they let us know. And I am happy when even Minister Saddam today talked about the JP issues and no files, and let them, they're breaking it down, giving us details so we know exactly what is going on. Under the PNM, that didn't happen, and it was never happening. Everything was secrecy. Everything was secrecy. From our Prime Minister here, go right down, everybody talks and tell them what they are encountering and what they plan to do, and the fact that they are going to fix it. So they need, and I have to keep saying, they need to shut up, stop asking questions. You all was not transparent with us. You all didn't treat us as though we were the people that voted you all and put you there to serve us. This is what this Honorable Prime Minister says all the time. Serve the people, serve the people. It is we who put them there to serve us, not to feel that you are all our gods over the citizens of this country. That is how the PNM used to do it. They felt they were gods over us, and we couldn't know anything. You understand? But this government is not doing that. So let's shut up, sit down, and learn.
And they're so, PNM is so insidious, because you remember them telling us Dragon Cast is a good deal. It's a good deal. It's a good deal. When they were doing it, it was a good deal. And according to Dr. Rowley, if we don't get this license, our cuckoo cook, right? So essentially, when the Dragon Gas deal was dead, our cuckoo was cooked, right? But for some reason, now that it's back on the table, they have all these suspicions, they have all these questions, they have all these allegations and insinuations. What is that about, right? It is so confusing. It is so confusing. If you're a PNM supporter and you're really paying attention, you are supposed to have a headache and you are supposed to be so confused. Because is the Dragon Cast good deal? Is it good or is it not? Right? Because you're getting mixed messages and mixed signals from Stuart Young and the like. I don't understand it. They will never praise the UNC for anything good that they do. Because if they didn't do it, it automatically becomes bad. And that is the type of hypocrisy that I cannot handle.
And that is what he keeps, we did this first and we did this first. Some people may say, well, the opposition at the time, which is the government now, wasn't in agreement. They couldn't be. They had no information. The opposition didn't know anything. When they asked questions, they shut it down. So, of course, they had to go against what they were doing. If you don't know what is happening, could you agree with it and support it? But thank God, now that the opposition is in power, in the parliament, they are understanding what is taking place. And of course, they are bringing it back to life. So the Dragon Gate is back to life. The dragon jump up. The dragon was dead, lying down there, wasting time, wasting our money and everything. But now that we have something to say, well, look, this is what is happening. Of course, we have to wait on Venezuela's side. And I mean, whatever play out at the end of the day, we will be satisfied. I'm certain that we are going to know about it. We wouldn't be in the dark, not knowing what is happening. And that is what we are trying to say to the people. When the PNM was operating it, we knew nothing. Why must MPs who are in parliament know nothing, have to go and do their search for themselves, go and find out in the Gazette? Why? And they all representing constituencies. Before you're a minister, you are MP.
Yeah, he had to go to the Venezuelan government to get information, right? I hope everything comes to light because this might be a stretch, but I've always wondered why it is there was so much secrecy concerning that pipe where those four young men died, right? Why is it that I know, but why was the cap sealed when they were in it? I always wonder if there was a connection, and I hope that all these things come to light, because the PNM have so many transgressions and sins to answer for. They are supposed to be so quiet. But we will move on.
Hadassa,
And on a
not only
nice,
that,
light, positive
not only
note,
that, you know how much money the PNM spent. It's over, I think it's how much millions or hundreds of thousands of
120
dollars.
million.
The UNCN spend that? 120
No.
million? The UNCN spend
Yeah.
that? They didn't even spend quarter of that. So if people
No.
want to talk, let them get facts. Get facts. Find out how much the PNM spent to bring that to where it was before it went dead. Let them find out that. Don't talk things that you all don't know. UNCN spend quarter the money and it is alive. And we all know what is happening. Okay? We all are aware of the process that we can talk about it. Under PNM, we couldn't talk about nothing. We had no clue as to what was taking place. All we know, they spent over $120 million. Look here. I am satisfied. And if you're not satisfied, according to the PNM past regime, suck it up. Who used to say that? Was Shamva? Suck it up, always suck it up. But leave the UNC to perform. Leave the UNC to get this economy turned around. They are the only government right now that can do it. And I am not concerned about what people have to say or say about me. I don't care. What I care about is that the people on the ground is going to get help. What I care about is the policies that is going to be put in place so that citizens can live a more comfortable life in Trinidad and Tobago. And not everybody want to run to America and run to other places because they were doing nothing for the citizens to be comfortable, to have business and to prosper. Everything was like a blight under the PNM. Let them go with their culture self and shut up. We don't want to hear them. Because under the UNC government, under the Honorable Kamala Prasad Visesa, and I have to big her up, you understand? She is worth getting this big up tonight. You are the boss. You are the boss, and you, after God, you are the boss. After God, you are the boss, Mrs. Kamala Prasad Visesa, SC. And don't doubt it. Don't let them and the foolish talk intimidate you at any point in time. Do what you have to do. You stand up. You are in control now after God on this land. And nothing they do would stop you. I know. We are backing you because we want to see change in this country. Under the PNM, it was never going to happen. So we're thankful for you. We're praying for you that you're going to have good strength, long life, and be able to enjoy, to sit back, and your legacy is going to be set. Your legacy is going to be set in this country. The first woman to be prime minister twice in this country and to turn around the economy every time you come, and this time is going to be better. So we appreciate you. You should be getting 10 medals. Let PNM, let them sit down there and rock.
Indeed. I'm not going to go back because I was going to say something else about Venezuela, but we will move on. On a positive light, it seems like Dr. David Lee has a lot of support. He has a lot of support from his constituency. He has the Prime Minister's support. He also has the support of Attorney Subhas Pandey. I believe we have that clip, Mr. Producer. Can you play it for us?
David Lee's rearrest and predicament has been turned into a political football. I, however, wish to agree with the Prime Minister position to keep him on as a minister. The opponents are calling for him to be removed. I say, don't remove him. The Constitution is there, and the Prime Minister has broken no law, and she's abiding by the Constitution. The Constitution determines what is under what conditions you have to vacate your seat. He doesn't have to vacate his seat. The opponents and even some editorials are pressing her. I say, stand firm, stand your ground. Don't let them shoot you down.
Indeed.
I said
right?
that last
so
night.
we are yes, so we are recognizing that there is a lot of political mischief afoot, right? Because, like Esther said, all of a sudden this came back out of nowhere, right? So of course they are trying to do things to thwart this government, to put spokes in the wheel, to stop us, to derail us, but they are not. They are not going to be successful. And she is right. he is one of the hardest working MPs. He has a lot of things in the pipelines coming for his constituencies, coming for people who are waiting patiently to get their homes and stuff like that. And we are not going to be derailed. So that's a good piece of news. I am glad that I was able to go back and do some research and get some information, and really understand what is happening here. I think I forgot for a moment that we are dealing with the PNM and they fight ugly and they are very vile. Over to you, Esther.
Don't ever forget is the PNM we're dealing with.
I
Don't
forget.
ever forget the email gate. Don't ever forget that they will try everything in their power to destabilize this country right now. So people could say, you see, we make a mistake. We should not have voted for the UNC. But hello, as long as there's breath in my body, I would sound the trumpet loud. This is why last night I said it. Leave David Lee right there. We support him. This is something that they resurrect from the dead, even though it was said that the DPP was going to get information. Let them go ahead. We don't care about that. David Lee is one of the hardest working MP. One of them. There are many. And he is working. He is putting things in place. He listens to his constituents. He is there every Tuesday in his constituency, meeting, reaching out to the constituents. And he has the people there from HGC because he wants to ensure that the people who need a dwelling place, a home to call their own, is there. He is there for the people. So I couldn't care what the PNM had to say and what question they had to ask. Leave David Lee alone. He will not be moved. And I'm thankful that the Prime Minister didn't shiver, didn't shake, but insists that he is going to stay there. I am grateful that she did that because I would have been disappointed if she had told David Lee he has to, take a back seat. No, he's not going anywhere. And if it means we have to protest for him to stay, we was going to do it. I guarantee you that because he's a hard worker. He is a hard worker. So let them stay there. They want to destabilize the country. They're wicked. They can't be there in power, so let me mash up everything. But that ain't happening. That is not going to happen.
Yeah. Their little coup wasn't successful, so they had to try a different angle. But
When they
we
try
shall
more
not
again,
be
eh?
deterred. Yeah, of
Don't
course.
think they
But
finish.
I mean, to say we have a really, really good commissioner of police. He is on the ball, and I have not seen so much drugs and guns and all kind of things that has been confiscated and has been found and has been taken away from criminal elements. I mean, they also foil an attempt where they were trying to get phones and a certain amount of marijuana and different things into the jails. They are working, right? They are working. So let the dogs back. Like I've said before, this caravan is moving on. They have to try. I mean, it's just what it's 13 of them. They are small in number, and they have to try. They have to try. I think So
Let them keep trying. Listen, that is what life is about. You don't give up. They keep trying, but we will persist and we will continue to support our Prime Minister and our ministers. And when they do foolishness, we will talk about it. But we ain't washing our dirty linens in the public. All right? Because that is
no,
what we know. We will talk inside house and let them know, hello, you got to change this because it's not everybody know everything. All right, there are
yeah,
trial and errors. So we are going to stand with our party who is in power. The reason why they got voted in is because PNM was doing a whole lot of crap and they were not serving the people. We are serving the people. We will continue to serve the people and we will reign as long as we continue to serve the people. Hello, they can't touch us. They just can't. They will come with all
indeed,
the nonsense, all the talk and all the propaganda, but they
indeed.
would stay there and bury
Yes.
themselves with it. Bury themselves with it.
And let's not forget, the PNM had 10 years to put things in place. They had
That's
10
right.
years to appoint judges and to appoint
Uh-huh.
justices and to
Mm-hmm.
appoint people in high places and lawyers and people in the police service, right? So if they
Plenty.
decide that they want to drum up charges on anybody today or tomorrow, they can do it. It is going to take
They
a
can't do
while
it.
for us to clean up and get rid of a
Yes.
lot of these people, but the PNM has amassed a lot of power over the years. right?
Yes,
So
they have.
when they want to create chaos and mischief, it is as easy as Thanos snapping his fingers, right? But we will undo all of it in Jesus' name.
We will, piece by piece, we will break it up, mash it up, piece by piece. They will have to come to their senses if they want to be there because we're not sitting down and taking the crap from the PNM anymore. They're in every corner and they feel they can control us and intimidate us. Listen to me. Some of them, you Africans who feel you're big and you're bold and you're bad, test me because watch me, I breathe and come out from under the PNM, you know. PNM breathed me in here. But hello, I saw you all for what you were. I was trained under you all, so I know your tricks. I know how you all just come and attack the people, attack the UNC and any other party that comes, and all those PS that is there. Always straighten up because listen, God ain't sleeping. He was never asleep and he would never sleep. My prime minister to say he might put on pajama. He don't even put on pajama. I am telling you all. And as long as we stay right and we do what is right for the people, I know that we will continue to serve. Because it's not about, this is not a competition, you know, Hadassa. This is serving the people.
No,
This is
this is
putting the right policies
actual life.
and putting things in
Yes.
place for the citizens. It's not a competition. They make it feel
No.
or sound as though it's a competition. And we know that the UNC is a much better party than the PNM. They have some things that they need to check with and do, yes, because we are all human and none of us are perfect. But I'm telling you, if you go to put PNM from 1 to 10, PNM will remain at 0 and UNC will go at 9. That is my opinion.
And also let's forget that the PNM continues to remain politically relevant only because they are in opposition, huh? But they have lost a lot of following and they have lost a lot of support. I think recently they had a press conference. I don't know if the producer has the picture, right? But there was nobody in the audience, right? They continue to call for press conferences, they continue to have these meetings, and nobody is showing up because they have shown themselves to the people, and the people finally understand that the PNM is not for them, right? So as I say, it's like when you take what is call it, bop, and you spray a cockroach and it's be on its back dancing for a while until it dies. That is what the PNM doing right now, right? So you had to let them fight up, right? You had to let them
Woo!
fight
They
up,
beaten
and
up. They
eventually
had a
they will
beat up.
stop. Yeah, they had to
They
beat
had a beat
up.
up. They're on their back and had a beat up to crawl over. And that will take a long time. They might finally just die. And I said last for our election, it's time to bury them. Let's have a homegoing service. Bury them. Bury them. Because they've done too much over the years and it was not for the people. Yes, some of the
Not for
people
the
would
people.
have
They're completely
benefited. We know
irrelevant.
that. But the masses of the
Yeah.
people did not benefit from the wealth of this country. And you still have it happening. You have people who are supposed to get what belongs to them. And it's because of the PNM, according to my prime minister. And it is the fact the PNM sell out the African people's wealth to the Syrians. And that is the truth. There are people who still can't catch themselves from that. And if all you want to continue putting them in power, all you go ahead. How much votes they get this year, that is all they may get and never get more again. And probably a whole lot less. All right? So what can I say tonight? It's Friday. I want to wish everybody a long weekend. My co-host, I want you to get some rest. You're not looking like you're tired there, but get some rest, please. We have Monday. We have to gear up to support for Monday's budget. I'm looking forward to just hear what is being presented. There is no great expectation, like I said, except that the people are served, the people have some kind of hope, and that there is something to help them to at least to float, right? Because we know it is not an easy situation that we're dealing with now after the PNM has left. But you know, I want to ask this question. If the PNM had remained in power, Hadassa, what do you think would have been our plight at this point in time? What do you think? We might have
No, I
been turning
mean,
like
people
Haiti?
would have been people would have been bracing for the absolute worst, right? You see how the Prime Keith Rowley had give people PTSD every time he used to say at midnight tonight, because people was like, oh gosh, it's more curfew, it's more lockdown. How they terrorize us during the pandemic. People would have been bracing right now for the worst for Monday, right? Because we after a while we recognize they don't care about us. We know everything was going to be more expensive, prices was going to go up.
We
Nobody would have
probably,
been
it
happy or
probably would have
excited.
been worse than Haiti and Venezuela
It would
put
have been.
together.
Not only, just remember, they would not have had the dragon gas deal. They would not have been talking to the UNC proactively went and spoke to Suriname, spoke to Guyana, spoke to Grenada, right? We got so many deals in a very short space of time. And like I said, people did not want to work with that last iteration of PNM. They had gotten so corrupt. And every year
Yes.
we were making the corruption index, right? Ranking among the most corrupt countries in the world. So
In the
we would have
world.
been in dire straits. We would have been
Yeah.
in a very, very, very bad position. They would have been reading another deficit budget, and it was going to be more fire and brimstone on the people.
More
It would not
people
have
would
been
have
good.
been going home as well. And you see, because
Yeah,
the Lord spare us, we didn't have to go through it. We don't really know what it would have been, but I know that it would have been very chaotic. Um, what do you call him? The Dwen, what they call him again? He
Amber.
come Amber, that he raised gas 3 times and no riot. Certainly
No
there would
right
have
yet.
been riot this time around.
Yeah.
Plenty more people would have been losing their lives. Plenty more people would have been losing their lives. So we are grateful for the change that took place, and we know if we stand together, it is going to work out. After God, if we pray and we stand with this honorable woman, the boss after God in Trinidad and Tobago, we know that things is going to get better. It is going to get better. For a lot of us who are feeling the brunt of it, have patience, because we have gone through it and we're still here. You wouldn't die. A few more months before things start to really climb, as they put their heads together and they try to do things different. All I'm saying to them, all the ministers and my honorable prime minister, don't listen to what the PNM have to say. Let it bray. Bray, donkey, bray. Let them bray how much they want. They used to be there, and when the UNC, the opposition, spoke, they didn't care. They never listened. They didn't move. They didn't switch. So let them feel how they made you all feel. Don't study them. Don't even respond to
Yeah.
them unless you have to respond. Just do the business of the people in this country, and with God, like our Prime Minister will always say, put God in front, walk behind. I never hear Dr. Keith Rowley say that. Put God in front and walk behind. He had a different God, the dragon. Anyhow,
Yeah.
let's say good night. It was nice, nice being here with all of you. I enjoyed this segment. Have a wonderful weekend. Be safe, people, because there are still criminal-minded people out there. So ask the holy angels to go before you and to protect you. And of course, I'm going to see you. We will see you on Tuesday when we'll be talking a little bit about what happens in the budget reading, what goodies we get. Night, night. Yeah.
Not only allegations, but evidence before in different criminal
Can't even talk.
proceedings, where justices of the peace are not only rubber stamping warrants, but where there were justices of the peace issuing search warrants without even name and address, giving it to the Trinidad and Tobago, some officers of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, and they put the name on it when they want to enter your home. Mr. Speaker, we have to stand as watchdog against that kind of behavior. And we have to, Mr. Speaker, and we have to stand as watchdogs of that kind of behavior, especially when there is inference of political persecution from members opposite. When they point at
Mr. Speaker,
I will go over with you, I will
Mr.
go over with you,
Speaker,
I will go
48-6,
over with
sit
you.
down. Sit down.
Who you talking to?
Sit down.
Who you feel you talking
Sit
to?
down. With your nonsense. Mr. Speaker.
Okay.